Hi everyone, welcome to another one of my episodes. I'm Zaben with you here, and today's episode is a little bit different than all the episodes I've had before. So I wanted to give you a little bit of an introduction before you get the opportunity to hear the channeling that came out of my daughter 2 days ago, my little 7-year-old, which I recorded. Now, to give you a little bit of a quick history, we were sitting outdoors staring at the moon, at the clouds, being awed by the wonder of the divine, of God, and the creation of everything around us. Just the stars and the clouds and the moon, and looking at the trees and the beauty. And as we were talking, we were just expanding and opening up because we were connecting to this great energy, the energy that created all of us. When all of a sudden she turned around and she looked at me and she was like, "Mommy, how can people not believe in God?" And I knew then and there that it wasn't for me to answer. And so I stayed quiet and I looked at her and I said, "You know what, sweetheart? Why don't you tell me?" At that point, I wasn't thinking of recording anything. We were just in a simple mother daughter kind of place. And she just started to pour out with information. And I kept asking questions. And she gave me examples and tried to explain it to me. And I was just floored by what was coming through her. And then I pressed record. I'm like, Kyla, is it okay if I record this? And she said, "Yes, but mommy, I won't remember everything because I don't remember really what I said," which I completely understand because that's actually what happens for me, or to me. And so, anyway, you're going to hear parts of it, the parts recorded. You'll hear her passion come in, and you're going to hear me actually repeating what she had actually explained to me prior to my recording of what she offered as deep insights that gave me a lot of clarity and great examples regarding source and our presence here. So, I hope you enjoy this. Oh, when you asked, you were asking me, how could people not believe in God?
How could people not believe in God? Because everybody is made out of Him, because how else could we be alive? God is a humongous soul that never ends, and God took a piece of Him in every human being, and it's a piece of Him, but some people don't believe in God, and if they don't believe in God, that means they don't believe in themselves, because they are God themselves. God is everything, because what else can it be? It can't be anything else than a soul. And a soul is a human being. Like, God is a humongous soul that made human beings and took a part of him out. He's a humongous soul that never ends, that took a part of himself out and put him inside of a body. Like, he put something, and then he put something around the soul to protect it and have a journey on earth. And the soul is the soul
How
is
does it take a part out of God? How does God take a part out of him? Give me an example. Like, how is that done?
because how else can human beings be made? Like, what makes their arms move? Like, how, like, uh, we're made out of, like, the thing I said first.
Forget this.
The thing I said first was that God.
Okay, Kyla. So basically, I'm going to share what you had shared prior to the recording with me. You were explaining how does how is God creating the soul and the human? And what you gave me as an example is clay. And you said clay playing with clay. That's what we're here to do. Clay playing with clay. And how was the clay made? You gave an example of God being like water. To make the clay softer, you need to add water. So God is softness. God is the water. The soul is, you used the water as a representation of the soul. So the water in the body is the soul, as an example, and our body is the clay. And to make the clay softer and able to move, God adds water. So to her, water is a representation of God, the piece of Him that He released, which I thought was absolutely so insightful, because the softness, which is the perfect word she used, the softness is God, that gentleness, that openness, that joy, that energy that just moves with such ease, no stress, no trauma, no nothing, because that is the body. Now, I also understood at a very deep level, as she was sharing, that this makes sense. So therefore, if our bodies are around 70% water, therefore our soul is actually 70% of who we are here on planet Earth, and 30% is the human, the body, the form that we are in. So this was the second insight that I received, that I thought that is such a great way to explain it, that God adds, his soul is the softness of it all. Here, let's continue.
Yeah, well, it's okay because that's only your human body. Right? Oh, well, you know what I wanted to understand because I didn't understand it? Why, when we hurt ourselves or cut ourselves, you were telling me when we cut ourselves or hurt ourselves, why does it hurt so much?
Because
Like my wawa here on my foot, it's killing me. Why?
well, because your soul feels stuff like
But it's part of God.
because your body is to protect the soul. If it was the soul, then you would have died, because like the body is just a shield. It's basically if you're in a war and you have a shield and, like, for example, a shield and a sword. Well, that's like a shield except a body, but it would hurt even more if it would be the soul by itself, because the body is just a protector. It's just like a layer, and it would hurt because it would hurt just. It feels like it hurts a lot, but it would be much more pain for the actual soul to hurt. That's just because the soul feels through the body, because the body is on top, because the body is with the soul. Wait, the soul is not dying?
Mm.
Because it's part of God, and God never dies.
Mm.
There's like no such thing as God
Okay.
dying.
Oh, ignore it.
Well, I'm done speaking.
I know you are.
That's the speech. The speech isn't supposed to be cracking up. It's supposed to be speech. Okay, stop laughing at everything I say.
I love you so much. Oh my God, my little wisdom keeper here.
I'm not that wisdomous because I am scared of spiders.